Gray with the Lene Gray Show. Tune in on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. to KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom. You can also tune in online via the TuneIn app or at KUAW.org and on Facebook at KUAW-LPFM 985.
This one for the world. This one for the world. With all the negative stuff going on, man, we gotta do something positive. Listen.
I've been rolling around the city like I got it made.
Yeah.
Spending all my money like come change. Living every day like Friday. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Never change it.
I've been rolling around my city like I'm in a rage.
Yeah.
Smiling like I never felt no
How you feel?
Even if it don't
This is how I'm feeling. Yo, listen.
change it for the world.
Never change my views, never get it twisted like a Rubik's Cube. Steady dropping gems instead of quoting rules. Can I be your dealer if I'm dropping jewels? Let me be your voice in the center of the room. Call the cow that's on the moon. Look at the stars shine on the red carpet. Nice suit, George Clooney. Tell the viewers where you bought it. FLYIAM, seeing time tick. Getting money, looking conscious. Fresh in the middle of the produce section. With a price tag, label all natural. So organic, fresh to death. So if I die tomorrow, I'll be fresh in death. So with every waking breath, I step to help the man that felt the losing hand was dealt. So with my time that's left, I chug it's for the world. So when I get to heaven, I can brag to Bruce Lee that I earned my black belt kicking.
I've been rolling around the city like I got it made.
Yeah.
Spending all my money like come change.
Yeah.
Living every day like Friday. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Never change it.
I've been rolling around my city like I'm in a
How you feel?
Smiling like I never felt no
What you
pain.
doing?
Even if it don't go my way, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Seen the picture of a dreamer, put it in a time frame for the dreamer who been dreaming, but the time ain't came to benefit from the beauty of the portrait that was drawn by the dreamer. Now a king, but used to be a pawn. Now a queen stands tall, yells checkmate to the bully and the bullies who are not her playmates. Sorry, Mr. Hate, can't take you serious like a play date. Superpower activate, close my eyes, pray to God, call that blind fate. Blind date with destiny, had a one night stand. Next day took a knee, asked for her hand. Ain't looking for no boy, said I need a man. Just call me Obama, cause yes I can. And just like that, destiny became my girl. Should I? Nah, wouldn't change it for the world, huh?
I've been rolling around the city like I got it made. Spending all my money like come change. Living every day like Friday. I wouldn't change it for the world. I've been rolling around my city like I'm in a rage. Smiling like I never felt no pain. Even if it don't go my way, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Now I'm looking at my older self, glad I chose to.
Deal, Kansas City. That was Be Wise. Song entitled For the World. And I gotta say, man, that was pretty dope, bro.
Appreciate that.
Pretty
man.
dope,
Appreciate
man.
that.
I like your vibe. Just the flow. Yeah, bro. Real cool. Vintage hip hop. I love it.
Vintage.
You know what I'm saying? Well, what's up, world? Y'all know who this is. It's RV the Poet. This is Local Vocals at KUAW.org. I missed y'all last month. Weather was kind of crazy. Couldn't really get in to do the February month, but we're back in March. Got my boy B Wise, man. It's going to be a one-on-one interview, and we're going to get it live, man. So we're going to dig right into it. So talk to me about For the World, you know, motivation behind that song.
For the World, man, was just like anybody that got a cool, positive vibe that, you know, something that anybody, any race, culture, creed, whatever, just kind of just can vibe to and just kind of, you know, reminisce when, you know, it was cool to not lock your doors. You know what I'm saying? It was cool when, you know, Coca-Cola's was 5 cents. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't think I ever remember 5 cents, but, you know.
Me either, but, you know, that was a good old days. So, you know, just, you know, kind of trying to put out something, you know, for people to vibe to instead of the craziness that's going on in the hip-hop world right now with all the stuff going on. And even though the record's maybe about 8 months old, but just giving a good vibe song to anybody and everybody that's doing something good, just keep doing it.
I feel that. So I feel that. Something for the world.
Something for the world.
Something for the world. All right, man. So tell everybody about who you are and where they can find you, like on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify.
You talking to your man B Wise, it's spelled with a Z, not with an S. B period WIZE. You can check out my music at bwisemusic.com. On Instagram, I am B Wise. Twitter, BEE_WIZE. But if you go actually to the website, you can find all my information. It's a one-stop shop. All my music, what I'm about. And I'm pretty sure we get into the nonprofit organization in a few minutes. Right. So, as far as musically, man, we just trying to kick it. You know, we doing our thing. I'm doing my thing. I got a solid foundation behind me. You know, anywhere I go, I always give a shout out to my queen, because we've been doing this for about 4 years, 3 years professionally.
That's what's up, man.
So she's my rocking, my rocking, continue to encourage me and motivate me. So shout out to my queen. But bwisemusic.com. And that's the music. Go find everything, there.
Definitely, man. Make sure y'all go check that out. Dude is dope. You hear me? So, which brings me to my point. So, like, every artist, man, and I've been wanting to ask you this. So, we was having a conversation before, and I didn't want to mess it up.
Right,
so, this is the question I'm going to ask you, man.
Okay.
So, when you write and when you think about, like, artists that inspire you, like, everybody got their people. Like, for me, man, one of my favorite rappers is J. Cole. I kind of listen to Meek Mills. So, who would you say is your motivation? Like, who do you listen to? Who inspire you?
Oh man, Eminem. My top 5 is Eminem, Lupe, Andre, Tupac. I'm sorry, Eminem, Lupe, Andre 3000, Nas, Jay-Z, and if I had a 6, Tupac would be the closer.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, he said it. You heard it.
So Tupac would be my closer, and so Eminem, I'm a Gemini.
Okay, all right.
So I have a weird, crazy. I'm cool, but I have a weird, crazy side about me, and especially I express myself through creatively, through that. And so I have like an Eminem type swag, when I'm in the booth, and when I'm in the creative mode. And then I'm also kind of like that nerd, intellectual, black guy that went to Harvard or Yale and can speak that language and that lingo. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of try to bring both worlds, and depending on the track, I think. Literally, it's a play on words, but I think the beat is actually the heartbeat to the song. You dig?
Okay.
So depending on what track you give me, I kind of let that just flow.
Kind of let it flow. Let the song talk to you. Let the beat orchestrate. I got you. Right. All right. So you mentioned, your organization about mental health. So let's go ahead and tap into that. Let people know, what that is.
So I started a nonprofit organization about a year ago, and I've been really blessed to, for it to move as fast as it has. And it's called College Takeover Tour. Okay. And what it is an organization that we focus on issues such as like mental health and teen awareness. And audience, if you know anything about suicide, Kansas, where I live at, is ranked number 2 in suicide between the ages of 15 and 45.
Dang, I did not know that, bro.
And so, teen suicide right now is an epidemic, and, mental health awareness is a big topic right now. You having celebrities come out about it, people starting organizations. So I'm just trying to do my part, what I can do, especially in Kansas City, to do my part. And we have certain programs, and we are totally grassroots right now, but have a good team behind me. So anything that I do, I try to shout out my people: Megan Marr, Ann Kuntz, Leba Habad, Brenda Adams, Donovan Gardner, who actually is LOL Comedy. They all on the team. And what we try to do is, man, we're trying to create a culture to allow people with mental illnesses that are kind of ashamed to say that I have a mental illness. You'd be surprised how many people don't even know where their mental health facilities are in the city, really? Especially amongst the black community. That's what I'm saying?
So, okay, when you say that, so what are ways that we can get that information to people?
So, disclaimer before I even start talking about mental health. Disclaimer: I'm not a mental health expert or a psychologist. So I'll put that out there.
Okay, heard that.
But I do research. I have worked in the field. I do have some experience. But one of the ways that we can actually find those resources is organizations like mine. Like there's NAMI, which is the National Alliance for Mental Illness. Right. You got the Heartland of Mental Health, which are organizations out there. And my organization, which is a bridge between me and those organizations. So that's why you can go to collegetakeovertour.org, sign up for our subscription list, and we will actually send you emails of all that.
Repeat that website for me.
collegetakeovertour.org. So that's COLLEGE takeover TAKE over OVER tour .org. And what we try to do is we try to link people with organizations that they can find help with. You know, one of the things that I found is, number one is I actually have a lecture coming up in Burlington, Kansas on April 27th, and it's called the...
Oh, you working?
Oh, we working, man. We moving.
I see that. Okay.
We moving.
Yeah.
Because we trying to, you know, I think is we trying to get the message out. You know, there's so many people out here, especially, you know, I do blogs on, fortunately, thank you for Mr. Terrence Williams, because I was actually talking about this. And he was like, come on the show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I talk about this stuff, and one of the main things is, you know, disclaimer, I'm for everybody, you know what I'm saying, that from any creative culture, but I'm African American as well. And I understand my culture and where my people is at. And one of the things that I realize is that mental health in our community has been swept under the rug for so long.
Way overlooked. And
we've never gotten the resources, we've never gotten anything. And one of the things is I feel a part of just the main stigma that I'll be talking about on April 27th in Burlington, Kansas, is the bad, the good, and the now of mental health. Because, you know, I believe, in my opinion, from what I've done in my research, there's so much of a negative stigma on mental health the way the mainstream media shows. Because the only time we really see mental health is in a negative light. Yeah. Right?
That's real.
And so I want to be able to, and I think that, in my opinion, that creates a culture to where that makes normal people who may have a mental illness to not want to come out and say, hey, I need help. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel
because they be embarrassed,
or ashamed,
scared about what people going to say, what people going to think.
Exactly. Yeah. So my organization really is to help those people find a blanket, if you will, and a resource center to be able to connect you with those people that usually it will be hard to find. So we're just kind of like a bridge.
That's what's up, man.
And so we have the Minds Matter Expo, which will be September 28th. We just booked the Hy-Vee Arena.
Okay. So that's where it's going to be at, the Hy-Vee Arena?
Yeah, Hy-Vee Arena. It's going to be at the Hy-Vee Arena September 28th. We just booked that. Shout out to them. They really wanted to collab with us. Then we have, and they all, by the way, we're not doing this for money. This is all free for the public.
Free. So
FREE.
So now let me put a disclaimer out there. Or not even a disclaimer, announcement. Go, man. September 28th.
Yeah.
Hy-Vee Arena. Be there. It's free. You ain't got to spend no money. Bring people. Yep. Black people. Yes. Come on, y'all. Show Definitely. Up. It's free.
Free. At the Hy-Vee
Arena.
No
excuse. Yep. It's free.
Free.
Sorry.
Yeah,
but back.
You good.
It's free $99. Without the $99. It's free. So please.
And no catches. And, you know, we'll have vendors there and stuff and, you know, activities that obviously you got to pay for. But just to get the knowledge and understanding, it's free, man. We're going to have
that's amazing.
A morning session with vendors and people from the mental health community that's going to pass out stuff. One of the speakers possibly that's going to be there is Dr. Bill Geis, who's a professor of who's actually work at UMKC and is a well-known psychologist and talks about trauma. And then we're going to have a free concert, which is going to, you know, have myself and a few artists that we're working on right now. And, you know, when I talk about the Hy-Vee Arena, man, it's a big venue for us because we was at KCKCC for the past 3 or 4 shows. And so now we're at the Hy-Vee Arena. So we're trying to have the best show on earth and also do it for a cause. You know what I'm saying? So,
how old are you, man?
I'm 30. I'll be 31. Don't put me out there.
Hey, man, it's okay. I'm right man. There, man. I'm coming around the corner, dog. I'm right there, man. But I just want to say, man, wow. I'm impressed. I'm amazed, man. Like, yeah, bro, keep doing your thing, Be Wise, bro.
Moving.
You 30, man. You moving. You got your music cracking, and you nice, and then you doing something so beautiful.
Right.
For the community, bro. Right. You need to know that. From me to you, man, that's beautiful.
Real talk.
But
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kind of switching gears a little bit, not to say that that's not important. We are in a music show. This is Local Vocals. So I'm going to just pause you from the interview real quick, and I want to see if you can spit something for me.
All right, let me see if I can still do this.
Uh-oh.
Toss a penny in the wishing well, give them hell, running from the prey and for the play. So we pray for the moment, not to walk so we run faster than bullets being shot by guns. No fun in the land of the dead. Left his mind in the gutter and his body for the lead. Lost bread, white Wall Street, lost in the crowd like Waldo. Hit him harder than the wolf on Wall Street. Semi-automatic was sausage democratic that mailed on the floor. Did nobody panic, didn't understand it. Food being fatal to the flowers in the attic. Half of y'all addicts didn't even know you had it. I'm an addict too, I just better understand it. Coming to you soon, the great epidemic put a limit on the people standing in the circle. They don't even know they in it.
Whoa.
Hold up. Laura been killing them softly. That's another day coffin. Prince said, who was your dad? T was whipping them industry offense. Michael shine bright like the dark night. Had to do it right because tonight was his last night to moonwalk in the moonlight. This your time. This your life.
All right, so before we dig deep into that song,
That was deep, I know. That was fast, so.
a little bit, but it's cool. I mean, a lot of people that's gonna hear it that are lyrics, they heard you.
Okay, cool.
You feel me?
Cool,
You know
cool,
what I'm saying? We got some people out there that's a little bit slow. Not calling you slow, but
Right.
you know, I want you to slow that down a little bit and tell them what's the motivation behind that. What's the message?
Okay, so that's actually a song called Your Life, and the first verse is toss a penny in the wishing well, give him hell, running from the prey in the field of play. So I'm talking about really, in the first verse, I'm really talking about the music industry and how so much in the music industry. One of the things about me is a lot of people complaining about the hip-hop industry. When I first got into this, I never wanted to be famous. I wanted to use my voice, number one, to feed my family, and number two, to make a difference in, especially the because hip hop has a negative stigma, of course. So I wanted to be able to be creative and really not sign with a label, and I really wanted to be independent. So
Are you gonna stay that way?
I'm gonna stay that way. Only way that I may collaborate, I would say, if I do anything with a label, it's gonna be a partnership.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Like from a
Heard that.
business move, because like, you know, if anybody know how the business work, you got 180 deals, 360 deals. You have deals to where artists get sucked in and they can't get out of their deal.
Facts.
Well, me, hopefully, I want a label to approach me to where it's going to benefit really the label more than me if I decide to even do business with the label. You dig what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's going to be a partnership. But that song is that verse that I just spit is really. Toss a penny in the wishing well, give them hell, running from the prey in the field of play. So I'm really talking about how really artists are always scattering, trying to get out their deals, trying to get out their deals.
I get you.
You know, I make a reference to Lauren been killing them softly. That's another late coffin. Prince said, "Who was your daddy?" Because you remember Prince walked around with the word slave on his face, right?
All right. Okay.
So,
I get you.
And I also talk about too how. When I talk about the addict part, how people or how the musical influence is so much so that it influences behavior. We talk about the black community,
Talk
right?
about it.
I always talk about, if you want to look at truly what the culture is about, look at their music. Well, if you mirror what really is mainstream hip hop music, well, let's look at the black culture and see what are the issues in the black culture, right?
Okay.
What do we fantasize over a lot of times is seeing the image of I have a 1-year-old daughter, you know what I'm saying? And I listen to like hip hop music, and I let her listen to hip hop music sometime, and I sit there and I listen to her, and I can see if she didn't have a father to teach her, you know, what Cardi B is talking about, even though it's entertaining. Like she has this one song, and I don't know the name of the song, but the video portrays like a whole bunch of women gyrating and twerking and stuff like that. She came out with a statement that said, like, you know, it's cool to be who you are. But you got to understand the context of that. If my 1-year-old daughter, who's not with 2 educated parents, and we all know the statistics in the black family,
right,
is a lot of us that don't have mothers and fathers to educate us. So just think if my daughter would have saw that and grows up around that type of culture, she going to think that that's cool.
Thinking everything like that's cool.
That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a time and place for that. But I think, you know, you have to be sexy and savvy as a woman. You know what I'm saying? You look at my wife, my woman, you know, my queen is sexy and savvy. And, you know, in the verse, I'm talking about really the relevance of how music is so much can be so influential that it can actually influence behavior.
But wouldn't you agree that that's intentional, though? Like,
oh, yeah.
You don't think that that's the master scheme?
Yes, it's an agenda. That's what I'm talking about. It's an agenda, I believe, that you know, when you start talking about black issues, man, let me tell you something. I am 100% on that. Me and my wife are on a power trail or a reading trail right now. One of the books that we're reading, and I recommend anybody. You talk about knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. I recommend anybody that's listening to my voice, go check out this book. His name is Dr. Claude Anderson. Okay. And you know, there's a lot of people out there in the conscious community or black conscious community who talks about power and advancement for black people. I'm all for that, but I'm also too for, okay, we in this situation. How do you help me economically, right? Because I can talk about black power all day, but how is that relevant on my job for me to take care of my family? Right. If you ain't got no resource for me, what's the number one resource? The number one resource is economics, right? Okay. So give me a plan to where you can get me out of the system economically to where I can be. And that's where my mind state comes from as far as an independent artist. Okay. If you look at it, what are African Americans usually stigmatized for? Athletics and entertainment. Okay. Right? Yeah. So if we kind of knock down that stereotype, and start our own stuff. And I'm kind of in the works of 5-10 years down the line, starting a record label called Positive Vibe Records.
Okay.
But to get back to the point, so, Dr. Claude Anderson has a book called Black Labor, White Wealth. And it talks about how everything, we talk about, a lot of times I see in the hip-hop forums about, people steal our culture, especially hip-hop.
Yeah,
and they benefit off it. They capitalize off it, right?
Make a lot of money off of it. They make a lot of
fashion. You talk about hip-hop,
fashion,
everything. And so, that book kind of describes it from a historical context. I definitely want to get to the point to be influential to where if I don't actually do it myself, I can pass it along to my daughter, your kids,
Facts.
other kids, and kind of be that influence that you ain't got to run to white supremacy to ask for $1 because, they're in control. Start your own stuff. And black people, I get on black people all the time. Like, I would rather you go to the hood or go somewhere. This is my thing. Let's stop complaining about stuff and start opening our own stuff. You dig what I'm saying? Like if black
say that again.
Let's stop complaining about other people doing stuff to us and open our own stuff. And I'm referring to Gucci. Okay. Most of the people that's complaining about Gucci can't even afford Gucci. Facts. So
like that, bro.
So real talk. So because I'm about like change. If you're gonna change, like there's two people in the world to me. Either you're a person that's just gonna talk about it and then just go to your regular 9 to 5, or you're gonna be a person that's gonna step up and do something.
Yeah.
I'm that person that talks smack, but I'm do something about it. You know what I'm saying? My thing is that let's stop complaining. We already know that we live in a biased nation, so it's gonna be like that it's been like that for 400, 500 years.
So you think there's no resolution, man?
Oh, I always think it's a resolution. The resolution is, I don't never think racism will ever be totally like it'll never ever be just not racism. You know what I'm saying? That's always gonna be racism, but we gotta adapt. You know what I'm saying? We know if we know that's how it's gonna be. We've already shown historically that black people have taken nothing and made it something.
Right.
Give me 5.
She said, yeah.
Yeah, you know, right? You look at Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, right? So we had our own stuff, right? Why can't we do that in 21st century, especially when technology has evolved as it has, right? So how about we stop hating on each other and complaining what Gucci is doing and all these other corporations are doing. I don't even get mad at that stuff because that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do.
Because that's the business.
That's the business.
Okay.
So let's stop complaining. Let's collaborate and say, all right, so let's make Gucci hit us up and say, we ready to do business with y'all because we are more influential.
And that's what I was about to ask. Like, I was going to let you finish, but I was going to say, like, as far as black people to be so influential, do you believe that we don't have that already, though? I think
we have it at a point, but I don't think it's good enough to really make noise.
Because because the reason why I say that, because like when you look around, man, like everything is, I mean, if I want to be honest, it's pretty black. Like if you look at like, okay, let's take it out of music. Let's shift over to sports. You said something about sports. Like all the great athletes are black. You know what I'm saying? True. I get that. But I honestly do believe that we just had a black president, so like I feel like we have black people that are doing what it is you ask. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but the problem is I'll probably get backlash for this, but I feel like what happens is when those people do make it, they don't come back. And they don't show other people how to do it. I feel like that would be more of the issue than, us having it at all. Because I feel like a lot of black people because right here where we at is black owned,
100% agree.
So, like, I feel like, a lot of black people have made it, but the issue is we taking that knowledge and we keeping it to ourselves.
100% agree. One of the things that people, white supremacy will tell you is that, so they'll use that, though, to say, oh, well, there ain't no more racism because we had a black president.
Oh, nah, bro.
See what I'm saying? But I heard
I don't think nobody believed that, though.
I heard a black liberal say, and I'm getting a little political here, but I heard a black liberal say that because Obama was in office, he told a white guy that since Obama was in office that the unemployment rate has dropped in the black community. But this is what people don't realize. That may be well and true, but the thing is, if as a black man, I still can go to a job and still get denied because the color of my skin, but they masquerade that as saying, well, you're overqualified. I don't want to hire you because you're black, but you're overqualified. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's still a problem.
It's a technicality.
That's a technicality. So even though the stats may fluctuate, the thing is, as long as racism still exists, and black people are still economically at the bottom as an underclass, it don't matter. The thing is that I think the power, in my opinion, lies more within us to stop complaining, bro. Like, if you look at so many, look at what's going on with the Michael Jackson situation, R. Kelly situation. We spend more time on stuff like that, and we got Flint, which is a 90% black city, still ain't got free, clean water.
I hear Jaden trying to do something about that, though.
He is trying
I hear Jaden trying to do something
about that, and I applaud him,
though.
but my point is, how many people talking about that, though?
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like, everybody on the R. Kelly stuff, and I'm like, well, guess what? And disclaimer, I'm not saying that topic is insignificant, but from my perspective,
it's a distraction.
It's a distraction.
Always, bro. All this stuff is Ebola. All that's distractions, man.
It's a distraction.
Real quick, no, you good. Just for the people watching right now, if y'all got any opinions on this, feel free to comment. We'll shoot you out. We'll let you jump in this conversation, man. Drop your opinion.
Yeah.
But to get back to it, man, I mean, yeah, bro, it's all a distraction.
It's a distraction.
I mean, that's why would I want you to see this right hand coming when I could just throw this left in your face? Come on, bro. All day long. I feel that.
I put it out again, man. If Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, who's all these are black men. They have great economic tools for us, because I'm just tired of my people saying that something happens, we protest, we tear up our community, and then we go back home and stuff ain't changed. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself.
So what will be the solution? So what should we do?
Hit people where they
hit them in their pockets.
What worked in the civil rights ever when they boycotted the buses? What did they have to do? They had because guess what? I always believe that capitalism trumped racism, because I always believe that a racist person, you don't even have to be white, a racist person, if they see value in you from an economic standpoint, they're gonna want to do business with you. They might call you the N-word all day. That might be their low-key views. But if they see you as an asset to the business to make them money, a resource that is the greatest resource on earth, they're going to do business with you. You can't sit here and tell me that okay, prime example. I think that was like 2 years ago when the owner of the Clippers came out, and you remember he said those derogatory terms? Well, let's talk about, if he really feel like that, why does he draft black players? Why does he do that if he has those views? That's because those black players making them millions of dollars, right?
I mean, I'm not saying you wrong.
I feel you.
So what? So everybody should just stop playing sports?
No, this is what I think.
Saying? Like,
so this is the solution. Number one is people have to educate themselves. People have to, number one, know their history and know from where. I did a podcast on this yesterday, and I was talking about how everybody takes our culture and then they try to be the face of that culture. I don't personally believe that you can be. I don't think that you cannot be a black face and say that you're hip hop culture, because hip hop is a culture. You can be a part of the culture, and I'm the first person to say that. And I think Eminem is the greatest rapper alive, and he's white, but I don't think he can represent black people in black culture, because if you understand where rap came from, rap is a part of a culture. Rap was a part of the hip hop culture, which was b-boy, poetry, rap, which is emceeing, graffiti. So that was a part of a culture that represented and had an expression from like the boroughs of New York to express to the mainstream media, this is how it is in the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me just make sure I'm getting it right.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you don't think Eminem could represent, that he can't represent the hip hop?
I don't think to be the face of it.
Face of it? I get what you're saying.
I think he can. Anybody can be a part of hip hop culture. Like, anybody can.
Yeah, I get that part, but I see what you're saying now. Like, he can't be like he can't be the head.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he can rap just because I can bark like a dog doesn't mean I'm a dog. You dig what I'm saying? And just because I can rap doesn't mean like I'm hip hop, because you got to think about the origin of where hip hop came from. Okay. See what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. But to give a solution, number one is people have to educate themselves. They have to read. What we've been taught in the educational system, what we all agree is, what did they teach you about slavery? Really? And exactly.
You got to educate yourself on that.
I have a degree in history, and what I know now, I never was taught in a public university, at a university level. Okay. And this is what I try to tell people as far as the education. the disconnect is that so many people that don't live in the black community, or even do live in the black community. If I'm a middle-aged white male and I went through the educational system and I'm being successful, right?
Right.
What do I find it? Why should I go and study real, true black history? How is that relevant to me? What's the relevance of that?
Wait, what? But it is relevant, though.
Exactly, but how many people actually find that relevant? That's outside of the black culture.
I get what you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
But they make okay.
No, what
I
I'm
get
saying
your
is-
argument now because
No, so-
I think I was about to argue the same thing because I'm like, but they make. Never mind. You're right.
What I'm saying is
I lost my thought.
the reason why there's a disconnect from understanding of why we get mad or why we do what we do of where we still are. Because outside looking in, people are like, y'all, we just lazy. That's the stereotype. We just lazy. We don't want to work. We want to do nothing. But that's because they don't understand. Like, and I'm actually working on a documentary right now talking about the post-traumatic. Because I'm studying right now and this is deep. I'm going kind of deep, but is there a link between generational trauma to us where we are in the black community? Think about historically everything black people went through. We ain't being torched, lynched. There's it's called Dr. Anderson. I forgot the name of it, but we're the only race of people that have laws for us not to come up. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the oppression has been so great that from a genetic, I'm gonna prove this from a scientific standpoint, genetically, because trauma can be passed down from generation like genetically.
Yeah.
So let me give you facts on mental health standpoint. So us as a human being, 40% of your genetic makeup you inherit. 60% is environmental and your surroundings. So let's think about that for a minute. If my grandmother was a slave and went through a whole bunch of trauma, that's 40% that she's gonna pass down to me from seeing that trauma. The other 60% is going to be the percentage that I grew up. So just think about and what I've inherited 40% of hearing my grandmother go through trauma. I inherited that trauma. And then I grew up in a situation to where I see my grandmother get lynched. I see my grandfather get beat by a whip just because he's black. Now let's equate the 100% of that. And that's generational over and over and over again. So let me go back to what I was saying before. The reason why history is so relevant is because the reason why there's a disconnect of the stereotypes that we do have because people haven't been educated properly and there's no understanding of if I'm a white male and I'm doing very well, guess what? It's no point for me to go study true black history aside from what I've been taught in the school system. What we've been taught in the school system is not true history. So, but if I'm doing well and I'm okay and I'm a white male and I benefit from white privilege, why should I go and do extra research if I'm doing fine? That was my point I was trying to make earlier. That's where the disconnect is, and that's because we haven't been taught our true history. I don't want to keep talking, but
no, bro, that was look. I'm in gold, bro. That was good info, man. Yeah, we're gonna shift it a little bit, but man, that was good info. This is Local Vocals, KUAW.org. I'm with my boy B Wise.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that everybody else be wise because he's dropping knowledge, man. I hope y'all listening and paying attention. He's also going to be coming over with a freestyle at the end to a beat that is called
Words I Still Have to Say.
Words I Still Have to Say.
Shout out Lupe Fiasco.
By Lupe Fiasco. We'll be hearing that here in the next 10 to 20 minutes. But we are going to shift a little bit of gears, man. We're going to talk sports for a little bit, man. Do you watch sports?
I was a college athlete.
Okay.
You back there is Kansas City, Kansas women's basketball prodigy.
So she can hoop.
Oh, yeah. Marshall Campbell, go Google her. You'll see her all over the place.
Said go Google.
So
what's your favorite team? You watch football? You
oh,
like
yeah.
The Chiefs?
So Chiefs.
What you feel about Eric Berry leaving?
You know what? We lost Justin Houston too.
Yeah.
I think some of them. I think people got to understand it's a business.
Okay.
And I think with Eric Berry, I think it was a good move.
Yeah.
He's 30 years old. He hasn't been solid. We signed Tyrann Mathieu. I'm interested to see who they're gonna draft though. I think because obviously we got a nice offense.
Yeah.
Now they're still lingering with the contract with
But they messing with Tyreek though. You know that, right? He got that battery charge leaking around now, man.
See, that's what I'm worried about.
In Overland Park or something like that too.
Oh really? Oh, he got another. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, bro. They said they looking into that. So.
Ooh, I don't think that's going. If anything, I don't think they're gonna let him go. Oh no.
I'm just saying, Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt is currently in Cleveland. I'm just saying.
They got that on film. Though.
Yeah, you know. So man,
but, I think they're progressing. You know, I think they're progressing. They put the franchise tag, if I'm not mistaken, on D Ford.
No, bro, he's traded. He went to the 49ers, bro.
Oh, so what we got though? Do you know what we got?
I got a pick.
Oh, we got a pick?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see. You know, we got a new defensive coordinator, so it's going to be too interesting to see. You know, it's definitely defense is a work in progress. You know, we picked up Fuller last year. We got Tyrann Mathieu. I think from a business perspective, I think you know, Justin Houston. Some people may disagree with him, but I think that was good moves. I think that was good moves because it freed up maybe some room for us to sign a good free agent, you know, that's solid, that's going to give us some years. So I like the way they're going. Your opinion.
Okay, I'm not really a Chiefs fan, so let me just put that out there. Everybody know I rock with, you know, Super Bowl. We didn't win, but we were there. Okay. But I feel like this is my frustration with that whole situation. Like, I know he had to go, but Chiefs fans all over the world have been acting like y'all just got rid of the worst player on y'all team. Like, they bragging about it. They throwing salt on him. And I feel like for a man that, like, fought sickness, bled, sweat, cried, almost died, you know what I'm saying, in this red, bro. True. For y'all to be like, yeah, bro, he had to go. He was a bum anyway. Yeah, he didn't play. He cost us the Super Bowl last year. Like, this is the stuff I hear and see on the TL. And it's Eric Berry.
Okay.
And I'm just like, and I'm just like, come on, bro. You know?
I won't say all that.
Like, give my man his credit.
Yeah, that man fought cancer, came back. You know, God bless him. He's been, unfortunately, he's been injury prone, but he's been the heart and soul of our defense since he got here.
For a minute, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, people had their own opinion. You know, they had their own opinion. Can't change nobody's opinion. But I mean, facts is facts. If you look at the guy, he's a top 5 safety. Been in the top 5 at least since his career. Right. I mean, he's made the Pro Bowl. I think every year he's been in the league. So we're not talking about like no backup. We talking about a premier Pro Bowler who has defied the odds of mostly anybody in professional sport. I ain't never seen nobody
go through that and then come back and be a beast, bro. And be a beast.
You know what I'm saying?
A legit beast.
So I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
If you know. I feel you, bro. It's evident in this play.
I just had to pick your mind, seeing these Kansas City Cats. So that was the sports section. All right. So we're gonna jump back into the music, man. So let's talk more about like your body of work, like albums. Do you have them out there? I know you told them about your website, but like, are you connected to Spotify? Do you got an iTunes? Is there any other way besides the website that they can hit you?
Yeah. So if you go to and this is another part about me, is, you know, like when I say that I'm independent, this is to understand. So T.I. said something the other day that made totally sense, and I didn't even dawn on me on some real stuff. He said, when you go on Spotify, think about this. Think about how genius this is. Artists get their music away for free, right? Mm-hmm. But they pay for the technology. Okay. Because they pay for Spotify. They don't pay for music. Right. They pay for Spotify. That means for $9.99, you can get as many songs that you want. Yeah. All right? But let's break that down. So Spotify pays you, just put it like in money terms, you have to get over 1 million streams to make $8,000 on Spotify. Yes. That's why you see like Drake. That's why they come out, have so many songs rotated. That's how they get their money, by streams. And everybody's like, well, streaming is a new game. But on the backside of that, you don't have the promotion. If you don't have a market, like if I'm a young independent artist and I don't have the backing of a label to give me like $5 million for promotion, well, you got to understand, if I'm paying, because everything comes down to dollars, and I'm getting off of your question, but everything comes down to dollars. And I'm going to go back to your question because I can talk about that all day.
It's cool, bro. Hey, if you go drop the dollars, drop the dollars,
man. The thing is, artists got to understand it's a pennies business. And I may be dope, and that's what artists don't understand. I could be dope. I could be the dopest artist, but if I don't have no backing, if I don't have the money to pay a DJ to play my record over somebody that's whack, but he got a backing that's going to pay that's going to pay the DJ to play his record, well, who you think going to get the spins and the royalties? The person that got the money. The money.
You gotta spend money to make money.
This ain't about talent no more, bro. Like, yeah. And so me personally, I say that to say that I am on Spotify, but I direct people to my website because I've set it up and I've worked with people to where go right to my website and you could buy it, and guess what? I get 100% of that. I ain't gotta because when you go on Spotify, they get a cut of that.
Yeah, they get a percentage because you on their platform.
But think about, do you know how much they pay you? They pay you under a cent.
For what, each sale or what?
Each sale.
Okay.
So
you got to accumulate like a lot of sales.
Make
okay.
So much. That's why you got to get so much spins.
Yeah.
But if I'm smart enough and I make the right connections and build the fan base, where if I go to a website to where I can set it up to where they can buy at 99 cents off my website, well, guess what? I get almost $1. Only thing that comes into play is how I market, how I promote. So if I have because really, by statistically, if you have 1,000 true fans, you can make a living as an artist.
Just 1,000.
Just 1,000 true fans. Think about it. If you come out with, basically those 1,000 true fans are pretty much, by numbers wise, they will buy everything that you put out. So let's say you come out with 2 records a month. Okay. Multiply that times, and you sell our album. Let's say you put out an album, how about that? Just for argument's sake. You sell your album just for $5, right? Multiply that times 1,000 people, and all of those 1,000 people buy that album. How much is that? It's $5,000 a month, right? So, the thing is though, you ain't gonna be rich, you ain't gonna be famous, you're not gonna be like the GQ man, but you be in money. And it all. I tell younger artists, what do you really want to do with this? You want to be all over? Because honestly, your boy said, Chance the Rapper said he wished rappers could walk around with what they make over their head, and you'd be surprised. DJ Envy, he don't even DJ Envy that be on Breakfast Club, dude. He does real estate. He gets his money from real estate. If you dig in a lot of artist backgrounds, they don't really make a lot unless you like the Jay-Z, Beyonce ish, but like the Lupes, the Wales, I call them B musicians,
B-list celebrities.
B musicians. They make their money from other avenues. They don't make their money because people got to understand music industry is a nickel and dime business. That's why I did my college takeover tour. That's why I am. KRS One said, "Rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live. Everything that I'm involved in, hip hop is who I am. I walk that, breathe that.
It ain't about the money. It's about
the money. It's about the lifestyle.
It's about the lifestyle.
You know what I'm saying? When you buy a record from Young Jock or Young Jock, make it a little Pump or Mac Miller or somebody that's relevant in the industry, guess what you buying? You buying a lifestyle. The reason that most people listen to a certain music is because they love the lifestyle. Ironically, in the black community, the reason why we are so close to the music, like trap music, because we can relate to that. We see that every single day. Right. I ain't never showed a day of drugs in my life. I had homies to do that. But even as a person,
when you hear the song, you still know what they're talking about. You can feel it. Exactly. It relates. Yeah,
exactly.
I dig that.
See what I'm saying? So that's why it's a lifestyle. So that's why I tell anybody, man, like even Rock Nation, when Jay-Z came and was independent, they had their own, I forgot the name of the alcohol they had, the bottles they had. Was it Cristal? Did they do Cristal? I don't know.
Are you talking about with the Kevin Hart and Meek Mills and all them?
No. Jay-Z had a alcohol chain. Like, Diddy got
Ciroc. No, that's P. Diddy. That's P. Diddy.
That's Diddy. But Jay-Z had their own. Let's use Diddy. Diddy got his own alcohol.
He had Ciroc. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you gotta venture, because even though I feel like I'm a dope artist, I may not make it financially in music. I just may be just that person that can rap, but I'm doing other things. I can be independent still.
Yeah, so what you basically saying is find yourself a career.
Exactly.
As well as do the music.
Exactly. And that's you was asking me like the solution. I believe that's the solution in the black community. I think everybody got gifts, talents, and abilities. I think that because we've been kind of pushed out of entrepreneurship, it's not taught in school.
Yeah.
Me and my wife talk about this all the time. There's a such thing as an employee. Everybody has the potential to be an employer, but we're pushed to be employees.
Yeah.
Right? But so all of us have gifts, talents, and abilities that can be marketable and be capitalized on, monopolized on. We just have to but they scare us so much to where we don't want to, because to be an entrepreneur in this free entrepreneurial system, we're pushed out of that comfort zone, and people just content to go work for somebody else where they get a guaranteed 401k. But the backslide to that is that you're not really guaranteed anything. Statistically, you know who the number one entrepreneurs is in America? It's people over 65. You know why?
Why? Because they got they plan set up, or what?
No, because they go to work for somebody for 30 years and then they get out and then they can't pay their insurance. So they gotta go. They gotta go greet at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
And that's the number one in entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what I try. So I'd rather take the chance to teach my people how to be entrepreneurial. And again, I'm a say because all my information I mostly get from Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, who gives a financial economic plan. Just not
look those people
history.
up, man. Say their names again.
Dr. Claude Anderson. You can go to powernomics.com. That's powernomics.com. And Dr. Boyce Watkins, who's a brilliant scholar in economic development of blacks.
Okay.
And he gives it a blueprint of how where economically blacks are, where economically blacks are. And just to give you a little history, so you know how real estate is big now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, back then, guess who was the real estate? It's the blacks. Because if you look at historically, when the reason why the Civil War occurred, it wasn't because never was a racial issue. It was about because it never was a moral issue it was an economic issue. Because blacks were the commodity. You could have land, but if you don't have no blacks to work the land, no laborers to work the land, it don't mean nothing. Yeah. Right? Because white people, other people weren't going to get out and do that. Right? So, and, Dr. Claude Anderson talks about that in his Black Labor, White Wealth, because everything.
The name of the book is called, what's it called again?
Black Labor, White Wealth.
Black
and guys,
Labor, White.
If you don't want to buy it, you can go to the library. It's free.
Heard that.
Again, it's free.
It's free.
It's free. This is knowledge. And I hate people. I despise, or I can't understand people who talk smack all day but just sit there and they'll watch BT or World Star Hip Hop all day, and they'll complain when they get put over by a biased cop when they don't understand their Fourth Amendment, or they don't understand that you just let them search your car and you understand they got to give a probable cause. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is stuff that we need to teach in school.
But see, a lot of people don't react because it's fear, bro. We getting shot now.
I understand.
They ain't even checking cars no more.
I
They shooting first, then ask.
I totally understand. I think
I get
that
what you're saying, though.
Education is the key to everything. Yeah. And it's an old saying. There's a clip in what's that? Birth of a Nation with the new Birth of a Nation with Nat Turner.
Yeah. And
if you notice, when he was educated, only thing that he could read is the Bible. That's the only thing he could read. He couldn't read nothing else but the Bible. Because he only had the education of the Bible, he knew how to read. But because he was cut off from all the other educational sources such as literature, how to do math, how to read about science. Benjamin Banneker, he was the first. He created the first almanac. Okay. So Benjamin Banneker created Washington D.C., put together Washington D.C., and he had a photogenic mind. So if you actually go research it, Big Ben, the reason why they call it the clock in London is named after him. Because he. See,
I didn't know none of this, bro. I'm just saying.
His story. That's what I'm saying. We have to, and when you start to dig, bro, you're gonna start understanding. When you see, especially when you dig into, and that's what I'm trying to bring to light is the because we're starting to we're in the age of enlightenment, and there's a lot of people that's starting to come out with this stuff. But the thing is, nobody, I think, from my perspective, has really come out, has made the connection of where we are in trauma, where black people are in trauma in the black community. Yeah. Because everything that we've oppressed and still being oppressed too, we dealing with some trauma, man. There's some mad trauma.
I mean, yeah, I agree, man. Like that goes to like stuff like, how we was trained to go to the back of the bus. Like if you watch a lot of people when they get on the bus, the first thing they do, they run straight to the back of the bus. The whole back in the day, it's not as big now, but when they used to have the light skin versus dark skin thing, like all that, bro. Like, yeah, man, I feel you. I feel you. Yes. Again, this is KUAW.org. I'm sitting here with my man B Wise. Look him up on bwise.com. He's on Spotify. Go check his music out. The guy is dope. And we have reached my favorite part.
Oh boy,
where I like to call
put it on the spot. Here we go.
The all lyrics only section. Like nobody else is allowed in here but lyricists, man. This is a true only lyric level. And I'm about to get him set up, and he's about to do his freestyle. So just give me 1 second.
All right, bet. Whereas I still have to say everything I just talked about is actually I talk about it here. So here we go. All right. Here we go.
No, give it to him.
Oh, my bad. Here we go. Oh brother.
All right, man. So I'm really excited about this. Now, you said the beat is Things I Never Said.
Words I
It's
still
by-
have to, yeah.
And it's by Lupe Fiasco.
Shout out Lupe Fiasco.
I'm excited, man.
Let's go. Let's get it. Everything I just talked about, I'm about to break down lyrically. I'm about to put in the lyric verse. Yeah. Yeah.
We're experiencing a little technical difficulties.
You want me to stop
Gibby.
or keep
Yeah,
going?
it's okay.
Stop.
We got you.
Okay.
Just give us 1 second here.
Can you hear me?
Just go ahead. Just do your thing.
General Child, Bells. I'm sick of these politicians resisting, pretending we never existed, living guerrilla warfare. Feet to filling bullets, bodies, bombers bullied, the soldiers buried when they died there. Friendly fire don't fight fair, fighting to live with pain, starting a war with an agenda just for monetary gain. Understand the game, same plain say, military same, pilots chemtrails say, U.S. government same name. Come in, swallow, promises not lethal, cannot die from the over-the-counters cause it's all legal. All evil system got the people's minds twisted like contortionists. Syria the enemy, but the enemy is you. Who knew? Did you know how Building 7 flew? I do. I knew it's the same flag that you pledged to. Who knew? Hillary full of terror. Trump is a puppet. Why I don't vote election before that and after? Cause if I pass my ballot, I'm a part of the disaster. Catching me death before I am a slave. I'd rather be buried alive than live in chains. Hit me. I will stand, I will fight, I will look toward the sky, I will scream, this is revolution, revolution. I will stand, I will fight, I will look toward the sky, I will scream, this is revolution. Yeah. Unconscious, sleeping on me like a narcolap. Conscious people screaming at me if you conscious, screaming like a simultap. Teaching people that religion, it can only save you. Actually the opposite, it only can behoove you. Not to be true to the God within you. Columbus was a killer, Bush was a terrorist. Can't forget Obama when he scratched Gaddafi off the hit list. Puppets, media is a ventriloquist. Can't ignore the violence, still we stand in silence. Others shed blood for their agendas, pretending to be loyal but silent killers when they stand for neither or neither in the absence of liberty and justice. So just in case liberty don't serve me properly, guarantee a victory. Pit rally chip for me, scream revolution against the enemies. We killing them silently. Yeah. That's all right. We gonna rock out with it anyway. Be wise, ready for whatever.
I like that, bro.
Yeah. Don't matter, I can hear the verse. Don't matter, I had to adapt to it a little bit because I can't hear it, but that's all right. I will look toward the sky. I will scream, this is revolution. Yeah. Marcus did it, Malcolm did it, Ali did it, Ali did it. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Rezigging our silent valley, rerun into a freedom meeting, we greet them, then kill them, that's what you freedom. I'm standing for justice, public or private, war on terror, deny it, describe it, beautiful poverty, pitiful irony, plenty of bullets, innocent dying, not recognizing we tired of fighting for nothing. This for the people with this and afros, words I should have said and still have to stay shout out, salute, Lupe Fiasco, yeah. You want to do that again with the music? Or do you have time?
Do you want to run it back?
I can run it back so people
All
can
right,
get the
we're
full
going to
effect.
fix it. Give me 1 second.
You can't. You gotta cut it. All right, bet. All right, hey, what's going on? Be Wise. It's your man here, and what we're doing, man, that's my track, Words I Still Have to Say by Lupe Fiasco. And it's a track that everything I just dropped knowledge on, it's in there. You know what I'm saying? So we did what we had to do, even though it was a technical difficulty. We good to go, and we may run it back, we may not. But powernomics.com, Dr. Claude Anderson, Be Wise. I think my man is back on, so I was just taking a
Yes, sir. We are back. I want to apologize, too, about that technical difficulties, man. But my boy still spazzed on it, even though it was a cappella. I liked how you kept it going.
Yeah.
True artistship right
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, man. I'm glad that you came on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Again, this is KUAW.org. This is RV the Poet. It's Be Wise. Make sure you go check him out. BeWise.com.
BeWisemusic.com. I'm sorry.
BeWisemusic.com.
Yep.
Sorry. Also, September 28th, the Hy-Vee Arena. He
Yes,
will
sir.
be in the building, man. It's free. So go. It's free. All right, man. Thank y'all for listening. We out.
The thoughts, opinions, and statements expressed on this show are not the thoughts, opinions, and statements of KUAW LPFM 98.5.
You're listening to KUAW, Kansas City, Missouri, Urban Community Radio Station.